Image size and resolution. Image size and resolution. By the way, Photoshop has an updated image size dialog box, and you have to see resizing image for more information. And about pixel dimensions. What about pixel dimensions and printed image resolution? Pixel dimensions, by the way, measure to the total number of pixels along an image's width and height, and resolution is the fineness of detail in a bitmap image and is measured in pixels per inch, like ppi, and the more pixels per inch, the greater the resolution generally. An image with a high resolution produces a better printed image quality, like this screenshot, this picture now, same image at 72 ppi and 300 ppi. Instead zoom 200%. Unless an image is resampled, and the amount of image data remain constant as you change either the print dimensions or resolution. For example, if you change the resolution of a file, its width and height change accordingly to maintain the same amount of image data. In Photoshop, by the way, you can see the relationship between image size and resolution in the image size dialog box, and then you choose image, then you choose image size, and deselect resample image because you don't want to change the amount of image data in your photo, and then you change width and height or resolution, and as you change one value, the other two values change accordingly with the resample image option selected, and you can change the resolution, width and height of the image to suit your printing or on-screen needs, like this screenshot now. Look at this picture now. We have image size, then pixel dimensions, and width and height, and document size and resolution. You have to change anything here now. And pixel dimensions equal document output size time resolution, and ASC meaning here now, ASC meaning original dimensions and resolution, and BSC meaning decreasing the resolution without changing pixel dimensions, no resampling, and CSC meaning decreasing the resolution at same document size, decreases pixel dimensions, resampling. So what about quickly display the current image size? Quickly display the current image size. If you want to quickly display a document current image size, use the information box at the bottom of the document window. Position the pointer over the file information box and hold down the mouse button. And the file size. What about file size? File size is meaning the file size of an image is the digital size of the image file measured in kilobytes and megabytes or gigabytes. File size is proportional to the pixel dimensions of the image, and images with more pixels may produce more details at a given printed size, but they require more disk space to store and may be slower to edit and print. And image resolution thus becomes a compromise between image quality and capturing all the data you need and file size. And another factor that affects file size is file format because of the varying compression method used by GIF or JPG or PNG and TIFF and file formats, and file size can vary considerably for the same pixel dimensions, and similarly color palette, depth, and the number of layers and channels in an image affect file size. And Photoshop supports a maximum pixel, by the way. Photoshop supports a maximum pixel dimension of 300,000 by 300,000 pixels per image, and this restriction places limits on the print size and resolution available to an image, by the way. So what about monitor resolution? Monitor resolution is meaning your monitor resolution is described in pixel dimensions. For example, if your monitor resolution and your photo's pixel dimensions are the same size, the photo will fit the screen when viewed at 100%, and how large an image appears on screen depends on a combination of factors, and the pixel dimensions of the image, the monitor size, and the monitor resolution setting in Photoshop. You can change the image magnification on screen, and so you can easily work with images of any pixel dimensions anyway. Like this screenshot now. It's AS meaning 620 by 40 pixel image displayed on monitors of various sizes and resolutions. And when preparing images for viewing on screen, you should consider the lowest monitor resolution that your photo is likely to be viewed on. So what about printer resolution? Printer resolution is meaning printer resolution is measured in ink dots per inch, and also known as dpi, and generally the more dots per inch and the finer the printed output you will get. And the most inkjet printers have a resolution of approximately 720 to 2880 dpi, and technically inkjet printers produce a microscopic spray of ink, and not actual dots like image setters or laser printers. And printer resolution is different from, but related to, image resolution, by the way. And to print a high quality photo on an inkjet printer, an image resolution of at least 220 ppi should provide good results, by the way. And screen frequency is the number of printer dots or halftone and cells per inch used to print grayscale images or color separations, and also known as screen ruling or line screen. And the screen frequency is measured in lines per inch, like LPI, or lines of cells per inch in a halftone screen. And the higher the resolution of the output device, the higher a screen ruling you can use. And the relationship between image resolution and screen frequency determines the quality of details in the printed image. And to produce a half-tone image of the highest quality, you generally use the image resolution that is from 1.5 to at most 2 times the screen frequency. And but with some images and output devices, a lower resolution can produce good results. And to determine your printer's screen frequency, check your printer documentation or consult your service provider. And be careful here now. Be careful, please. Some image setter and 600 dpi laser printers use screening technologies other than half toning. And if you are printing an image on a non-half tone printer, consult your service provider or your printer documentation for the recommended image resolution. Like this screenshot now. Screen frequency examples: A65 LPI. Screen typically used to print newsletters and grocery coupons. And B is meaning 85 LPI average screen typically used to print newspapers. C is meaning 133 LPI. It's meaning high quality screen typically used to print 4-color magazines. And D is meaning 177 LPI. It's meaning very fine screen typically used for annual reports and images in art books. So what about determine suggested resolution for an image? Determine a suggested resolution for an image. If you plan to print your image using a half-tone screen, the range of suitable image resolutions depends on the screen frequency of your output device. Photoshop, by the way, can determine a recommended image resolution based on the screen frequency of your output device. And note and be careful here. If your image resolution is more than 2.5 times the screen ruling, an alert message appears when you try to print the image. This means that the image resolution is higher than necessary for the printer, and then save a copy of the file and then reduce the resolution. We have steps. Step number 1, choose any image, then image size, then click auto, then number 3, for screen, enter the screen frequency for the output device, and if necessary choose a different unit of measurement, and note that the screen value is used only to calculate the image resolution and not to set the screen for printing. Number 4, for quality, select an option. You have 3 options now: draft and good and best. Draft is meaning produces a resolution that is the same as the screen frequency and no lower than 72 pixels per inch, and good is meaning produces a resolution 1.5 times the screen frequency, and best is meaning produces a resolution 2 times the screen frequency. So what about view the printing size? View the printing size. View the printing size is meaning view the printing size on screen. View the print size on screen. Do one of the following. You should to do one of the following: choose view, then print size, then select the hand tool or zoom tool and click print size in the option bar, and the image is redisplayed. It's approximate printed size, and as is specified in the document size area of the image size, by the way, dialog box, and the size and resolution of your monitor affect the on-screen print size. So note again and be careful. Note here now. The print size command is not available, by the way, in the Creative Cloud version. You should know that. And so what about resampling? Resampling is meaning changing the amount of the image data as you change either the pixel dimensions or the resolution of an image. And when you downsample, decrease the number of pixels, information, by the way, is deleted from the image. And when you resample, increase the number of pixels or upsample, new pixels are added, by the way, and you specify an interpolation method to determine how pixels are added or deleted, like this screenshot. A is meaning downsampled, and B is meaning original, and C is meaning resampled up, and selected pixels displayed for each set of images. And keep in mind that resampling can result in poorer image quality. For example, when you resample an image to larger pixel dimensions, the image loses some details and sharpness, by the way, and applying the unsharp mask filter to a resampled image can help refocus the image details, and you can avoid the need for resampling by scanning or creating the image at a sufficiently high resolution. And if you want to preview the effects of changing pixel dimensions on screen or to print proofs at different resolutions, resample a duplicate for your file, by the way. And the photo resamples images using an interpolation method to assign color values to any new pixels based on the color values of existing pixels anyway. And you can choose which method to use in the image size dialog box. And so what about nearest neighbor? Nearest neighbor is meaning a fast but less precise method that replicates the pixels in an image. This method, by the way, is for use with illustrations containing edges that are not anti-aliased to preserve hard edges and produce a smaller file. However, this method can produce jagged effects and which become apparent when you distort or scale an image or perform multiple manipulations on a selection. What about bilinear. Bilinear is meaning a method that adds pixels by averaging the color values of surrounding pixels. It produces medium quality results. What about bicubic? Bicubic is meaning a slower but more precise method based on examination of the values of surrounding pixels using more complex calculations, and bicubic produces a smoother tonal gradation than nearest neighbor or bilinear. So what about bicubic smoother? Bicubic smoother is meaning a good method for enlarging images based on bicubic interpolation but designed to produce smoother results. So what about bicubic chirper? Bicubic chirper is meaning a good method for reducing the size of an image based on bicubic interpolation and with enhanced chirping. This method, by the way, maintains the detail in a resampled image, and if bicubic chirper over sharpness some areas of an image, try using bicubic, and you can specify a default interpolation method to use whenever Photoshop resembles image data, and then choose edit and then choose preferences, then general if you use Windows, or Photoshop preferences if you use Mac operating system, and then choose a method from the image interpolation methods menu. And how to change pixel dimensions of an image. How to change pixel dimensions of an image. Changing an image's pixel dimensions affects not only its on-screen size but also its image quality and its printed characteristics, either its printed dimensions or its image resolution. And you have steps. Step number 1. Choose any image, then select image size. Then, to maintain the current ratio of pixel width to pixel height, select constrain proportions, and then this option automatically updates the width as you change the height, and vice versa. And number 3, under pixel dimensions, enter values for widths and heights, and to enter values as percentages of the current dimensions, choose present as the unit of measurement, and the new file size for the image appears at the top of the image size dialog box, by the way, and with the old file size in parentheses. Number 4, make sure that resample image is selected successfully and choose an interpolation method. And step number 5, if your image has layers with styles applied to them, select the scale styles to scale the effects in the resized image, and this option, by the way, is available only if you selected constrain proportions. And step number 6, when you finish setting options, click OK. And for best results, when you produce a smaller image, downsample and apply the unsharp mask filter to produce a larger image and rescan the image at a higher resolution. That's fine. And how to change the print dimensions and resolution. If you want to change the print dimensions and resolution, you should do the following. When creating an image for print media, it's useful, by the way, to specify image size in terms of the printed dimensions and the image resolution. These two measurements, referred to as the document size, and determine the total pixel and count, and therefore the file size of the image. Document size also determines the best size at which an image is placed into another application. And you can also further manipulate the scale of the printed image using the print command. However, changes you make using the print command affect only the printed image, not the document size of the image file. And if you turn on resampling for the image, you can change print dimensions and resolution independently, and change the total number of pixels in the image. And if you turn off resampling, you can change either the dimensions or the resolution. Photoshop adjusts the over value automatically to preserve the total pixel count. And for the highest print quality, it's generally best to change the dimensions and resolution first, without resampling, and then resample only as necessary. And you have steps again. Step number 1, choose any image, then image size, and like previous example. And number 2, change the print dimensions, then image resolution, or both to change only the print dimensions or only the resolution, and adjust the total number of pixels in the image proportionality. Select the example image and then choose an interpolation method, and to change the print dimensions and resolution without changing the total number of pixels in the image, deselect the example image. And number 3, to maintain the current ratio of image width to image height, select constrain proportions, and then this option automatically it changes the width as you change the height, and vice versa. Step number 4, under document size, enter new values for the height and width, and if desired choose a new unit of measurement. And note that, and be careful for width, the column option, by the way, uses the width and gutter sizes specified in the units and ruler preferences. Step number 4, for resolution, enter a new value, and if desired choose a new unit of measurement. And to restore the initial values displayed in the image size dialog box, hold down Alt if you use Windows, or Option if you use Mac operating system, Mac OS, and then click Reset.